Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Gul Knowledge Hub. Today's topic is very important topic and the topic name is speak on the spot. And you can visualize that all the members in society are unhappy. But you are happy here. Why? Because first of all, you have got this video, and second thing, you have got the solution in the form of two frameworks. Because blankness of mind, hesitation, hypersensitivity, hyper anxiety, and all these problems, when they are engulfing your brain, they are blocking your way towards your spoken English. In fact, there is no coordination between your mind and your mouth if there are no thoughts. For example, you are not prepared, you haven't prepared your plan, you haven't prepared your lecture, you haven't prepared your presentation points. Let's suppose this is the question. Now you have to speak, and you have to speak for 1 or 2 minutes. You have to deliver your ideas, but you haven't prepared. Let's suppose this. Now how can you build this coordination? How can you build this coordination between your mind and mouth? Remember one thing, that if here are frameworks, if here are templates and frameworks and systems you have built, then there will be no blankness of mind, there will be no emptiness of your brain. There will be proper coordination between your mouth and your brain. So we are going to discuss these important frameworks, and we are going to apply it on each and every situation, so that you can get an idea how to speak even if you are not prepared, even if you are not ready to present your ideas, even if you have not equipped yourself with proper knowledge. So the very first framework, the very first template, the very first system you can call is the pads. The first P stands for points, the second A stands for advantages, the third D stands for disadvantages, and S stands for summary. Now what it stands for and how it can benefit you. First of all, it will allow you to see the both sides of the same coin. For example, if you are discussing a point, if you are discussing some knowledge, you have to describe the points in the form of advantages, in the form of disadvantages, and then you have to summarize your own point of view. For example, if you are just discussing the benefits or the topic of democracy. Now you will elaborate first of all what is exactly the democracy. Democracy stands for a government by people, for people, and of people. It is the government of majority of people. This is point. Now what are the benefits, what are the advantages of democracy? Democracy allows the fair system. It allows all the citizens, all the residents of the community to participate in the governing system, in the administrative system. There is no one who can claim that I am the superior. All are equal in democracy. Now what are the disadvantages? The biggest disadvantage of democracy is that it can exploit, because majority of people cannot understand, majority of people cannot actually participate in this. Now in spite of all these things, how I can summarize? I can summarize that in spite of all these disadvantages, democracy is still regarded the best form of government. Now this is one point where you are elaborating the points, advantages, disadvantages, and at the end of your point you are going to summarize your point of view. Now this allows you the time, this allows you to elaborate each and everything. Even the best speakers, even the best debaters utilize this technique, utilize this framework, and you will see that first of all you have to define, you have to elaborate the main point, what it stands for. Then you have to describe the benefits, the advantages of that thing. Then you have to describe the disadvantages of that thing. And at the end of the thing, you just have to summarize the whole concept. Number 2 framework, the number 2 template or the system is OREO. The first O stands for opinion, the second R stands for reason, the third E stands for experience, and number O stands for opinion. Now, where you cannot describe advantages and disadvantages, it means that where you cannot describe the two sides of the same coin, the two dimensions, the two pictures of the same coin, because everything has its advantages and disadvantages. Everything has its pros and cons, where you have to describe only one point, where you have to describe only one thing, where and at that point this framework, this template suits the best. The first O stands for your opinion. First elaborate the concept. For example, I am going to describe it with dictatorship. I have to describe only dictatorship, no advantages, no disadvantages. For example, dictatorship stands for the government where all the powers are centered in the hand of one person. It is one man rule. It is one man rule. Dictatorship is called one man rule. I have described it in the form of my opinion. Now, reason. Dictatorship is the worst form of government because Hitler, Mussolini have described and utilized this form of government, and history has proved that dictatorship has devastating effects on human history, on human settlement. I am now supporting my argument with reason. Now I am experiencing my experience. Now my experience with dictatorship is not for, because since my childhood I have observed, I have experienced in my country democracy. So I have related democracy. I have read in many historical books and I have come to this conclusion that so far democracy is the best form of government and dictatorship is the worst form of government. So in this way you can summarize your point, you can support it with your logic, with your arguments, with reason, and at the end you have to just summarize it in final words. So in this way you can just speak on the spot. And if you really like this video, like, share and subscribe the channel and hit that bell icon, because it motivates me to make much more informative videos for you. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.